What, truly, is the cost of pleasure? This question is not a new one. It has echoed through the halls of history, debated by philosophers in Athenian agoras, and contemplated by saints in desert caves. The ancient Epicureans placed pleasure, or hedon, at the very apex of existence. For them, the goal of life was to attain a state of tranquil satisfaction, free from pain and fear. It sounds idyllic, a life of serene enjoyment. But even Epicurus understood a crucial distinction. Not all pleasures are created equal. The frantic pursuit of every fleeting desire, he warned, leads not to tranquility, but to a storm-tossed soul, forever enslaved to the next craving. The true pleasure was in the absence of pain, in the simple satisfaction of needs, not the glut of wants. This was the first accounting of the cost, that the price of frantic, unthinking pleasure is peace. As the centuries turned, this calculation grew darker. Within the Christian tradition, pleasure became entangled with sin. The body and its desires were seen as a battleground, a source of temptation that could pull the soul away from God. We picture the ascetic in the wilderness, deliberately inflicting pain upon himself to purify his spirit. It is easy for us, in our modern comfort, to dismiss this as madness. But are we so different? We may not wear hair shirts, but we are engaged in our own forms of self-flagellation. We chase punishing workout routines, subject ourselves to the mental anguish of social comparison online, and work ourselves to the point of exhaustion, all in pursuit of a future, promised pleasure, the perfect body, the admiration of others, financial security. The ascetic understood a difficult truth, that a soul entirely given over to earthly pleasure has no room for the divine. The cost of endless satisfaction, he would argue, is the loss of the sacred. The Church, in its wisdom, did not condemn all pleasure. St. Augustine famously spoke of resting at an inn of worldly delight on the steep path to sanctity. Pleasure was not the enemy, but a potential distraction, a beautiful mirage that could make a traveler forget his destination. It is a gift, but a dangerous one if it becomes the goal itself. And that brings us to our own time, the age of unprecedented pleasure. With a tap of a screen, we can summon a feast, travel to 1,000 fantasy worlds, or witness an endless parade of beautiful bodies. We have in effect become gods of our own small sensory universes. Yet, a strange paradox haunts us. In this golden age of access, we are also in an age of anxiety, depression, and a pervasive sense of emptiness. Why? The psychologist might point to the hedonic treadmill. Our brains are designed to adapt. The thrill of today becomes the baseline of tomorrow. The luxury we dreamed of becomes the new normal we cannot live without. We require ever greater stimuli to feel the same rush, a cycle with no logical endpoint. We are chasing a horizon that moves with us. The cost of this easily won pleasure is the devaluation of pleasure itself. When everything is amazing, nothing is. We are wired for dopamine, the neurotransmitter of desire and reward. Our technology has learned to speak its language perfectly, offering an endless drip of small, satisfying hits. A like on a post, a new match on a dating app, the endless scroll of novel content. Each one is a tiny spark, but none of them can ever build a lasting fire. They keep us occupied, but they do not nourish us. We have traded the deep, resonant joy of mastery, of connection, of purpose, for the cheap, fleeting thrill of distraction. The cost of constant stimulation is the erosion of our attention, our patience, and our capacity for deep, meaningful engagement with the world and with each other. So what is the final accounting? What is the ultimate cost of pleasure? It seems the price is not paid in pain or in coin, but in meaning. A life dedicated solely to the pursuit of positive sensation is a life that risks becoming hollow, because meaning is not found in comfort. It is forged in adversity. It is discovered in sacrifice, in service to something larger than our own appetites. It is the reward for loving someone so much that their well-being matters more than your own comfort. It is the quiet pride of creating something difficult and beautiful. These things are not always pleasurable in the simple Epicurean sense. They involve struggle, discipline, and even pain. And yet, they are what we point to when we speak of a life well lived. Perhaps the great error is in seeing pleasure as the destination. It is not the mountain peak, but the flower that grows on its slopes. It is the unexpected gift you receive while on a difficult journey toward something else. The cost of grasping for the flower is that you may lose your footing on the path. The true secret, The one understood by both the philosopher and the saint is to keep your eyes on the summit. Tend to your duties, love others, seek truth, and build a life of purpose. And along the way, when you feel the warmth of the sun on your skin or hear a burst of genuine laughter, recognize it for what it is. Not a goal to be captured, but a moment of grace.